Those fines you!
All stations can keep up. At Adaba FM, we'll not only give you news at the speed of nanosecond, but we'll also break it down with up-to-date analysis, informed opinions, and distinct professionalism. That's why you love us. Adaba 88.9 FM, your go-to station.
Good afternoon, I'm Adeola Adekunle with Adaba News at 3 in the news. Tinubu in closed-door meeting with political stakeholders at Defense House. Court dismisses Benani's suit challenging Adamawa governorship election outcome. Gunmen kidnap many people in FCT.
This is the news.
President-elect Bola Tinubu has moved to the Defense House, which is his official residence. This is coming 3 days after Tinubu's arrival from Paris, France. Tinubu is holding a closed-door meeting with APC stakeholders, lawmakers, some governors, and members of Transition Committee. After the meeting, the president-elect is expected to address the press on the details of the engagement. We'll bring you details in our subsequent bulletins. Now, President Muhammadu Buhari has sworn in 6 new permanent secretaries in the Federal Civil Service at the Council Chambers of the State House, Abuja. The swearing-in, which took place shortly before the commencement of this week's Federal Executive The swearing-in took place shortly before the commencement of this week's Federal Executive Council meeting. The appointees and their states of origin, Mahmoud Kambari, Borno State, Eswabana, Nkwasanye, Cross River, Lamowa Ibrahim, Gombe, Yakubu Kofarmata, Kano, Oloruntola Michael Ogun, and Richard Filangwa, Taraba State. Special advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, said the event marked the culmination of a week-long pre-qualification exercise for directors by the Office of the Head of Civil Service of the Federation. The National Examinations Council on Wednesday announced that it rescheduled the 2023 National Common Entrance Examinations to give states with low number of registrants the opportunity to register more candidates. In a statement issued in Niger State, the examination body notes that the NCCE examination for admission into federal unity colleges would now hold on Saturday, June the 3rd, 2023, instead of Saturday, April the 29th, 2023, as earlier scheduled. The examination was rescheduled to give states with low registration of candidates the opportunity to register their candidates for the examination. The statement calls on parents, guardians, schools, and relevant stakeholders to join and to take note of the new date for the examination. Federal High Court in Abuja has dismissed the suit filed by the candidate of the All Progressives Congress in the last governorship election in Adamawa State, Aisha Dahiru Binani. She sued to seek judicial review of the decision by the Independent National Electoral Commission to reverse her earlier announcement as winner of the election by the state's resident electoral commissioner. At the mention of the case on Wednesday, a lawyer informed the court about the notice of discontinuance filed by the plaintiff and prayed the court to strike out the suit. But in a ruling, Justice Inyang Ekwo decided to dismiss the suit. The Director General of the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, has said the approval process for the R21 Matrix M malaria vaccine requires more clinical trials before its full use. Adeyeye noted that development in a country's governance is a contributing factor to the persistence of malaria in Africa. She stated that the provision of the vaccine is important for transmission prevention, adding that NAFDAC is going to do its own test, trials, and levels of approval. You're listening to Adaba News at 3 on 88.9 FM Akure, transmitting from Ilaramoki. After the break, gunmen kidnap many in FCT. Details after this timeout.
Everybody, oh yeah, denki, kebulo. Denki, wire. Denki. Now so, the only thing with denki sabi na wire and cable. Of the company where they manufacture wire and cable for Nigeria, denki na number one. No wonder we electrical contractors they recommend denki wire and cable. Now then choice. Denki now good member of Cable Manufacturers Association of Nigeria with a government endorsement plus including Boku Award with them carry. My friend, if you they talk wire and cable, they talk denki for surface cable, control cables, armor cable, if na overhead conductor, single core cable plus including multiple core cable. Now denki they do quality and reliable. Then factory address now Olufok area, kilometer 1, Akura Ife Expressway, Akure, Ondo State. Telephone 091-6385-5995. Website na www.denkiwire.com. They need distributors nationwide. Oh, Denki. Let there be light. Everybody, oh yeah, denki, kebulo. Denki, wire. Denki. Now so, the only thing with denki sabi na wire and cable. Of the company where they manufacture wire and cable for Nigeria, denki na number one. No wonder we electrical contractors they recommend denki wire and cable. Now then choice. Denki now good member of Cable Manufacturers Association of Nigeria with a government endorsement plus including Boku Award with them carry. My friend, if you they talk wire and cable, they talk denki for surface cable, control cables, armor cable, if na overhead conductor, single core cable plus including multiple core cable. Na denki they do quality and reliable. Then factory address na Olufok area, kilometer 1, Akura Ife Expressway, Akure, Ondo State. Telephone 091-6385-5995. Website na www.denkiwire.com. They need distributors nationwide. Oh, Denki. Let there be light. Everybody, oh yeah, denki.
On Adaba 88.9 FM.
Glad to have you back for news, updates, and live streaming. Visit our website www.adaba889.fm or download Adaba FM app on Google Play Store. You can be part of us on our social media platforms www.facebook.com/AdabaFM88.9 on Facebook, at Adaba889FM on Instagram and Twitter, and Adaba FM TV on YouTube. To provide us information via email, newsroom@adaba889.fm. And now to the rest of the bulletin. Troops of Operation Adarindaji, OPHD, have killed no fewer than 5 armed bandits during separate encounters in Zamfara State. The troops carried out the act while on regular routine patrol at Damri district of Bakura local government of Zamfara. Reports say the army personnel mobilized to their routes and a heavy gun battle occurred with armed bandits near Galadimai village. The items recovered during the encounter include 1 AK-47 rifle, 7.62 mm special ammunition, and 5 motorcycles. In the meantime, gunmen have reportedly abducted no fewer than 29 villagers in the Kwali area council of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. The 29, which comprised men, housewives, and children, were abducted on Tuesday night. Reports say 2 housewives, Mrs. Zainab Umar and Mrs. Aisha Zubairu, escaped from the abductors while being led into the bush. The gunmen reportedly raided 8 houses and whisked away the resident into the bush. Vice Chairman of the Council, Alhaji Zubairu Jibrin Yewuti, confirmed the incident, claiming that his younger brother, Idris, two of his elder brother's wives, and a child were among the victims. President-elect Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu has expressed his grief over the passing of his long-term political associate and elder statesman Malam Musa Gwadabe. Gwadabe, former Minister of Labour and Productivity and one-time Secretary to the government of Kano State, died on Wednesday in Kano at 87. A statement released on Wednesday from the office of the President-elect, signed by Abdulaziz, quoted Tinubu as describing Gwadabe's loss as sorrowful and irreparable. He notes that the deceased was a dependable ally and decent politician who contributed to advancement and fortunes of the All Progressives Congress. Sports. The federal government is yet to host the Under-17 women's national team, the Flamingos, 175 days after it pledged to receive the bronze-winning team at the 2022 Under-17 Women's World Cup in India. The Flamingos claimed their first-ever bronze medal at the Under-17 Women's World Cup in India after defeating favourites Germany 3-2 on penalties. Having consistently failed to get past the last eight of the competition, Bankole Olowokere's side overcame the free-scoring USA on penalties to book a place with Colombia in the semi-finals. The South Americans, however, ended the Flamingos' dream of reaching the final after they triumphed 6-5 on penalties. And to end, Adaba News are free, a recap of our top stories. President-elect Bola Tinubu is holding a closed-door meeting with APC stakeholders, lawmakers, some governors and members of Transition Committee at the Defense House in Abuja. A federal high court in Abuja has dismissed the suit filed by APC candidate in the last governorship election in Adamawa State, Aisha Tahiru Binani. And gunmen have reportedly abducted no fewer than 29 villagers in the Kwale Area Council of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. That's it about news at 3. It was edited by Olayinka Ojo. I'm Adeola Adekunle. Thank you for listening. Good afternoon.